Welcome back everyone to my low-level playthrough of Chrono Trigger on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, we got part of the Masamune from the Denadora Mountains, and now we're going to get the other half in a little bit. The other half is back with Frog, but before we visit Frog, we have to get the hero medal back from Tata. He's down one of these houses, there we go. And that'll trigger Frog to basically step away from the one treasure chest in his house, and in that part is the other half of the Masamune. So we're going to have to, basically our next quest is restoring the Masamune. That's the sacred sword that will allow Frog basically to take on Magus, who we're led to believe is responsible for creating Lavos. So head down here, talk with Frog, and when he sees the hero medal, then he's gonna walk away. Yeah, see, Frog said the legendary Masamune is required. We can get the other half right here in this little treasure chest. It's actually it's a hilt that it looked like we had the hilt on up on the mountains from Masamune. But the weird thing is the Masamune says Melchoir on it. Melchoir was the guy who was selling weapons at the Millennial Fair. We also ran into him at Medina Village. So we gotta go talk with him to advance the plot. But before we do that, we have one more house to raid up here. We're gonna trade that Nageti bromide here for a magic tab. Yeah, there's a lock there, but talk with this guy. He's like, wait a minute, I see that, I want that. I'll trade you. So, we'll trade because the bromide doesn't do anything for us. Magic tab will help us out a little bit. And then we'll head back to the end of time here. And we could go back to 1000 AD to talk with Melchoir, but we're going to need an item from the future that will help on a future boss. So actually going to be going back to the 2300 AD. We'll get we'll unlock 2 new gates, and we'll get that new item. We can get the item now because Robo can absorb the experience as an unrunnable battle. So this is why I'm not healing my characters up, because I want Chrono and Marley to be knocked out. But I will abuse Marley's aura ability to heal Robo up. I have to save 6 MP, because there'll be 2 future battles that will require Robo's laser spin to finish. So now I just got to find the right door here. There we go. I always keep forgetting those which door leads where, or which portal leads where. Figured I would remember after all this time, but it's similar to the like Mega Man's, like Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3. You know, I played those games so many times. I think that in the Wily Castle, in that part where you refight the Robot Masters, that I know which Robot Master is in what location, but never bothered. Now, I don't want to really race Johnny. I could race Johnny, but it's probably just as fast to just go through this area. There's some encounters that we can run away from. If you lose to Johnny, then you basically have to re-race him again. And like I said, I'm not very good at racing, so like I said, probably for me it's quicker to just run through this thing. It's a short area. Which is weird considering that the highway that you race with Johnny, how fast you're going, it takes you a while to actually do that race. But when we walk across the highway, it's real short. So to the south of this area is a dome that we didn't visit. Well, we visited it real quick to get some money, but we're going to do a little bit more exploration of that place. It's the sword. Now, we're not going to go all the way through it because there's a boss at the end. The boss ain't hard, but we don't want to fight it for experience. And we don't really need to get to the mountain to the south, and there's another dome until much later in the game. So there's no purpose in defeating the boss right now. We'll go back and defeat that boss, and we'll end up with the wallet, which basically turns all experience into money. So this is the battle that you can't run from. It's the reason we didn't go over this way earlier when we came down to get the money. Over to the right. Just let Molly and Chrono get knocked out, finish the battle with Robo. It'll take a few hits, but these guys ain't really dangerous. Finish him off. And there's a bunch of other unrunnable encounters with these guys, probably because that's why this is flagged as an unrunnable encounter. But on the next floor, there'll be all these little objects, and if you interact with any of the objects, it'll make noise, and it'll basically summon those guys up from under the water. See, we got these weird frogs going around here. If we end up defeating the boss, there's a switch later on that can make a shortcut, makes a bunch of these bridges appear. Like I said, we won't really do that. We'll have to just backtrack. Yeah, it is kind of spooky morning. So if you go over there, there's that note. You read that note, basically says don't make any noise. If you touch that cat, it meows, and kick the can, it makes noise. Or that other box there. Cheese squeaks. They even make it really real jerk move there. They put a save point there, and that summons the monsters. So these guys we can avoid. There's a hidden passage right here. Gotta sneak in here somehow. There you go. Unlock this door. Sneak around. And then we will get another cutscene with these frogs. So they basically tell you, yeah, you just hit that switch and it opens up all these elevators. Or extends all these bridges. And don't pull a Luke Skywalker and shoot it. Found the controls to extend the bridge. I think I just blasted them. Hurry, they're coming through. We're not coming through all the way here. There's that one guy who said he's gonna... The boss is right over to the right. Do not cross that bridge. Like I said, we just want to get that rage band. And then we're going to get out of here. And because we can't extend the bridge, we're gonna have to go the long way, but it's not that real long. Just be careful not to touch anything. Go slow if you need to. Sneak past everything. And then we're actually going to go back to the Air Stone, the first stone we came in, to the future too. Because that'll open a new portal at the end of time. It'll actually open two portals. It'll open one to the future here, and then the other one will open up to Guardia Forest. Yeah, pretty much any portal that you take in the game, earlier in the game, will now lead to the end of time. And there's going to be 9 portals total. I forgot this little treasure chest there earlier. Yeah, I've been playing through with a maxed out party, grabbing everything. Mainly just to get the endings. Still not sure how I'm going to show all the different endings off. Maybe just all in one, or maybe when I do the normal playthrough, I will interject them where they would come up if you fought levels at a certain time. But we have some time to figure that out. It'll be a while until... The game ain't super long. It's not going to be like as long as the Zelda games I did, but it's still have enough time to think things over. So let's go to this dome here, the Bango Dome. Air Stone was like the one to the south there. And now we're back at the end of time. And now we can go to 1000 AD, back to the present, to Medina Village. And we have to talk with Melchoir to, advance the plot. Where's the wrong one? I gotta find it. No. Here we go, finally. Melchoir will, he won't spill the beans, but Melchoir's gonna, it'll all make sense much later on. Because even our characters don't understand, they're like, why is your name on this sword, you know, from the past? And we're gonna learn that it's basically made out of a material that's even further in the past. But luckily we have that gate to 65 million BC, where that stone will be plentiful. Of course, even though it's going to be plentiful, we're not going to have an easy time just getting it. We're going to have a little adventure in the Prehistoria. We'll also get another party member there. The last normal party member. Aelia, the cave woman. So let's head on back to the end of time here. Aelia, kind of like Robo, can't learn magic. However, that's because she was born in a time before magic existed. Where Robo is just, he has no, like, soul. But Robo has the laser spin, which is what we're going to use to take care of these reptiles. Of course, you have to wait for them to knock Chrono and Marley out, and Marley gets really, really lucky here. Just keeps avoiding everything. Donk. Well, this attack is kind of annoying later on, because that attack can put you to sleep, and it does to Robo, which is weird. How would you figure the robot would be immune to sleep? Kind of reminds me of like the robots get some immunities in the Final Fantasy Legend 2. I got a new hack for that. I'm gonna have to play. So I'm gonna have to get 4 new minions from Marty Mouse House to give me some pet names for that playthrough. I did another game recently too. I gotta find someone with a bird, pet bird. I used to have a friend who had a bunch of birds, but kind of lost touch with her. Hope she's doing well, wherever she is. Alrighty. So once again, let Chrono and Marley get knocked out. Marley can heal Robo up here though. While she's waiting to be knocked out. Yay! What's not yay is, like I said, Robo falling asleep. But once he gets hit by an attack, that'll wake him up. An attack other than another one that will put him to sleep again. Yeah, we got hit by an attack there, but it was the attack that puts you to sleep, so. Luckily, even though Robo's slow, these reptiles are even slower. And they're taken out with 1 laser spin. A little preview there earlier of Aelia. She's going to invite us to her village. She's impressed with our strength. I don't know why she thinks Chrono and Marley are strong. They just got knocked out real quick. They didn't do anything against those reptiles. She should just be showing all her admiration for Robo, but they don't have a program like that. game probably just assumes that everyone's going to be alive or conscious when the battle is over. Ah, boo. So it's interesting, we're on prehistoric times, but we all speak the same language. And even though Ayla says she kind of thinks that we're, strange and she doesn't understand us, she takes to the future quite well. So I saw this scene a little earlier when we did the first episode, that little intro. Just look for all these things. Ayla doesn't get magic, I was saying earlier, but she gets like a lot of physical attacks. She gets that charm ability, a healing ability. She just gets a lot of physical attacks. So it's kind of useless if you take her to fight Specchio, but she's at max level. She's the only one that can do max damage. Level 99, her fists, she doesn't equip a weapon, she just has her fists. And they change when you level up, like she has just a regular fist, then it becomes like a bronze fist and something else. And I think the last one is like rock fist. But yeah, at max level 99, if she pulls a critical hit, it does max damage, 9,999. In one of the endings, somebody, in the developer's ending, one of the characters asked that, they're like, did you manage to get a 9,999 strike? Yeah, Ayla's the only one who can do it. So, I guess that's a way of balancing her, I guess, in a sense. Because toward the end, your magic is just going to be so much more powerful than your physical attacks. The multiplier on your magic is a lot stronger than, and magic tends to, the real good magic spells tend to hit all enemies, where physical attacks just usually go after one individual. So now we got a game that has to be good with button mashing. If you explore the Millennial Fair back at the beginning of the game, in the one section, there's a prehistoric place, and the people are doing the song here, and they're doing the same dancing. So when these cavemen were like, "Hey, we're gonna pass this down generations," they actually do. There's also near that area, there's a soda guzzling contest. You have to hit the A button really fast. You can win silver points there. So I'm not very good at hitting the buttons, but we basically tied there. We have to beat her. So I guess she goes a little slower. The game throws you a little bit of what I guess you'd call it, like from shmups, adjust rank. Yeah, I failed the first time, got the second time. But unfortunately, this soup, I wonder if it's alcohol in the Japanese version. But basically, yeah, if you bring Luca, like, she gets drunk. So it's probably, and everyone passed out like they're having a hangover. So probably in Japan, where they're not so strict with censorship. But here they just made it soup. In America, Nintendo had a lot of censorship policies, like with religion and drugs, alcohol. So let's talk with Ayla. And she is going to replace Robo as our character who's going to be absorbing experience. Which is good because we have a few unrunnable battles coming up. Not in the next dungeon, but you have two little dungeons that go through here in Prehistoria. And basically we have to go through these dungeons to get the gate key. Apparently when we passed out, someone stole our gate key. we'll be going to find that in the next episode by heading through this forest. Footsteps follow. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye.